The Toronto Raptors had an exciting win over the Chicago Bulls here in Toronto on Sunday night, and not a lot of rest for either team. The two are tipping off against each other again tonight, but this time in the Windy City. On the call on radio for the Chicago Bulls for the last 15 years is former voice of the Raptor Chuck Swirsky, who just released his first memoir.
And the biggest thing I wanted to get across in the book is that there are some principles in life that, regardless if you're in sports journalism or not, maybe you're a lawyer, maybe you work in business, maybe you're a stay-at-home parent, but you have to remain the 4 Ps. You have to remain positive, you have to have passion, you have to have a purpose, and you have to have perseverance.
For 25 years, Swirsky has been part of some of the most joyful calls in the NBA and spent a decade behind the mic for the Raptors.
I broadcast Kobe Bryant's 81-point game, but there was a story beneath that storyline because Kobe's agent, Rob Pelinka, who's now the general manager of the Lakers, was my broadcast partner when I called games at the University of Michigan.
For Raps fans, some of you may remember him for lines like this.
"Get out the salami and cheese, mama. This ball game is over."
Now, that line was actually inspired by a letter that a fan sent him asking if he could say during the broadcast whether or not it was okay for them to get up to the fridge because they didn't want to miss anything and that they were a big fan of salami and cheese.
All of a sudden, like the next day, switchboard at MLSE, it lights up. I mean, people are saying, "Hey, we love the salami and cheese." We got T-shirts, the players, the reserve players who are coming into the ball game with like a minute left, 2 minutes left in the game, and the Raptors are ahead big time. They've said, "Chuck, have you called the salami and cheese?" And it just stuck.
Chuck, who was born in Washington, always made sure communities from coast to coast were a part of the game.
The other thing that I'm really, really proud of is that when a Raptor hit a 3, I decided to say, let's ring it up from a community, a city throughout Canada, so they know that we're all in this together. So whether it was Moncton or Newfoundland or whether it was Burnaby, that's how it started. And I think Matt has continued that. And it's all about plenty of love for Canada. And as you know, I became a Canadian citizen. That's how much I felt about the country. And I still feel that way.
For City News, I'm Lindsay Dunn.